On our storage exercises, so far we have been working on the console or on a server. Now we're going to take a look at the browser itself. And we will be working on a folder called 05 underscore local storage. And as you'll see there are a couple of files to take a look at. The first one is 01 underscore basics, and the second one is big data. Within this exercise, we will be looking at local storage, and that is how do we store information within the browser that we can leverage within our applications. So I'm going to start off by dragging and dropping these two files onto the editor. And then I'm going to go ahead and overview the code. Now, there is a lot of code on this small file here. There are 50 lines or so of code. And I'm going to go ahead and show you something real quick. If we remove all of this code here, all of the script, we simply have a little bit of HTML that is defining a couple of input fields and some buttons. And I'm going to show you that just to show you the different components of what this small example is. And as you can see there, we have the fields that I just mentioned. Now that's a little bit messy. Let me go ahead and try to edit this so that it looks better. Okay, I've put in some line returns with breaks there, as you can see at the end of these lines. And though it doesn't look pretty, it looks better. It's more readable. I'm now going to go ahead and bring back the script that we deleted before. And I'm going to call out some things within the script. So you can see here, the first three lines are just getting handles on the elements. We want to get a handle on the key. We want to get a handle on the value. And we want to get a handle on this last one, which is simply a status message with an ID of message, as you can see there. We then have a number of functions that are mapped to these buttons. So as you can see here, for example, on the one that says create, it is mapped to the create data, read data, and so on. Each of these have stubs within the code, as you can see there on line 22, the first one for read data. And I've given you here an example of the very first one, which has already the code to be able to store a local variable. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and enter here car and then Toyota. And I'm going to go ahead and write to local storage. Let me go ahead and save my file first to make sure that that code is in scope. And as you can see there, that code went ahead and ran. Did I go ahead and load the file, reload the file? Let me go ahead and try to do that because it doesn't look like that went through. And I wrote car and then Toyota. I'm going to go ahead and create. And as you can see there, we have added a key to the browser. That means that this browser now has within its memory, and it'll be persisted across browsing sessions. That means that if you close the browser and not open it up again, that value will be there. So if we reload the page, this is a new page that we're coming into. There's no information that should be associated with it. And we read local storage, we can read that key back. Similarly, there are complementary, or there are other functions that read, that delete, and you can even clear all the storage. Similarly, if you navigate to the developer tools and you navigate, we have looked at before at console and sources. And if you navigate in this case to the application, which is here, you'll see that there are a number of types of storage within the browser. The one we looked at is local storage. And if we take a look there at the information that is being saved, you can see there that we have car and Toyota. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other functions. The next one that we have here is how to read data. And I'll go ahead and show you what the code for that looks like. It is very similar. It's local storage, as you can see there. And it is being read into the field within the page so that we can see the value. If we go ahead and save this page here, reload the page, and we look for the car key, and if we read it, you can see there that it's been read into the field here, Toyota. Similarly, there are methods to be able to delete, and you can even clear all of the data. And I'll go ahead and show you those next. The one for deleting local storage using a key, so that means you pass in the key for the key value pair, is the following. It is simply remove item and then the key that you're trying to remove. And if you wanted to clear all of the storage, you can do so by using the following function within local storage. It is simply clear. And I'll leave those for you to confirm the functionality. This is quite useful, again, if you're writing applications and you want to store some information, if you're moving through a set of parameters, say you're writing an engineering application and you want to be able to hold those in cache so that users don't have to retype everything back again. If you are somehow monitoring a sensor or something and you want to use the browser to collect this information, that would work as well. And so it has its place. It's within the browser. This is not on the console. This is not at the server. But within the browser, local storage is a pretty powerful mechanism.